Hello, and welcome to Boomer and Beyond Wellness. I'm Angela Fischetti. So today is part 2 of dry brushing the skin, the lymphatic system. So I do want to direct you to part 1, which is already on the channel, to make sure you watch that before you watch this, because I really think it's important that people understand a little bit of the basics of the anatomy behind the lymphatic system and the benefits, etc., of why it's great to dry brush the skin. And so I'm going to tell you, I would advise you to go there first and then come back and try it with me. So now this is where we're going to show you how I do my dry brushing of my skin. I've been doing this now for, I want to say, going on 6 years. And I typically dry brush and then go into my portable infrared sauna. You can dry brush, but then take a shower, or do like I do and then take your shower, right? So here we go. So this side of my body is technically my real left side, but we're going to call it the right side because that's how you view it. And I always begin on that side. Now, I'm going to teach you, and I mentioned this in my in part 1, that I want to show you a little bit of a tiny massage hack that I do, my own version of it, where basically, as you'll learn from part 1, is that the lymphatic vessels do not have pumps. So therefore, they are really counting on us to move the body. That's why exercise is so important for the lymphatic system. And also, they respond to pressure. So I'm a licensed massage therapist. So absolutely, there are ways to stimulate the lymphatic fluid that's flowing through those lymphatic vessels. And so prior to you starting that process of dry brushing the skin, I would suggest get the lymphatic flow going a little bit, okay? So I'm going to show you from the side, the front, whatever we think is best for you. So I'm going to begin down by my ankles, and I'm just going to pinch and kind of just pinch down there. And then I'm just going to go up the legs, just kind of gently squeezing. I'm going to go back to the popliteal area behind the knees. And this is, I'm just kind of pushing into it, just cupping them a little, because that's where we have some lymph nodes. And then we're just going to keep doing the same thing, just stimulating up the legs. Now, we do have lymph nodes right down here underneath the buttock. So I'm going to, a little shy in doing this straight on with my butt facing you. So, but yeah, I'm squeezing my cheeks, getting down underneath the cheeks and getting them squeezing in there. And then I'm going to come around the front, because here is where the inguinal area, we have more lymph nodes. So it's just always about trying to stimulate. You have lymph nodes in the mesentery. Basically, the mesentery is the back of the abdomen holding the intestines in place. Now, here we go. Get into the breast tissue. Lots of lymphatic vessels. I'm going to do it right in front of you. I'm going to kind of squeeze gently, just gently, don't get crazy. And also, we have subscapular nodes. This is the best way I can do it. Just for stimulating here at the chest area. Oh, a little bunch of nodes. And then I'm going to go into the axillary, armpit, just for stimulation purposes. Right? Just get all that. Just the body says, hey, you're waking me up. And that's what we want to do. Get it moving. And then I'm going to come up here toward the neck, because we have nodes all underneath that mandible at the base of the skull. Gentle. Just gentle pressure. If you even want to do your face a bit, right? That's how I begin, all right? Now, right side first. Right side, then my left, okay? At the end, I do the arms. All right. So now circular type motion. Folks, you're not trying to scrape yourself. You're not trying to, shift your tissue around. This is very light stuff, very light. So basically, we're trying to work toward those nodes at the back of the knee here, the popliteal. And we're going to bring it all around, sweep it up, behind that popliteal, bring it in and over. Very gentle. Now I'm going to go anterior and posterior. What's next? Well, posterior side, I'm going to bring toward that buttock area, really toward the rectum, the anus. I'm going to bring it all up toward there. And then in the front, I'm going to start bringing her toward the inguinal, right? And then taking the buttocks here, around, down into that inguinal, then over. See what we're doing? Over. So it's toward the mesentery, toward the breast tissue. I'm going to take the brush and like so, just move it on over. Just for the axillary. So basically, that's the one side. Now, let me just move the chair over here for you. And I'm going to show you this in a moment. Opposite side. Here we go. And I'm just going to bring her up here. Nothing exciting, but real important. Around the front, to the back, up. And then here we go. Posterior side, toward that buttock. We're going toward the inguinal here. Now, here we go. Got to bring it up and over. Up and over. There we go. Notice I'm getting up a little higher. Right? Down toward that subscapular. And then I'm going to take the brush here this way. Now, I'm trying to avoid doing my real right arm first. So now for the arms, right? I'm going to start up high and I'm going to begin all the way from the fingers and I'm going to start to come down. Now, remember where we have to go here. There's the cubital area at the arms. All right. You have the antecubital and cubital area. So that just means elbow. So I'm going to go a little bit more proximal to distal. So I'm further away, feeding some lymph, and then I go back down and come up higher and higher and go over it. You see what I'm doing? Back down and up higher. That's how this is working. But you can see here on my skin, I am really light here. Now we're going to go toward the axillary. And I'm sure other people have different techniques. Oops, sorry, microphone. Hope I didn't turn you off. No, I didn't. And then the whole thing Let's take it to this side. We have posterior cubital also here. And then here to here. And you can play with, your approach, I guess, but just to understand, the objective is to get this stuff to the nodes, not just to exfoliate. Then we'll go like this. And then I'm going to go back to the top. Cover it all. Good. Now, I know that I read to you in part 1 that Cleveland Clinic talks about not doing the face, right? And I absolutely agree with their reasoning, etc. Except I have been doing this a long time, and what I have here is really a baby's brush. So I'm not trying to fly in the face of the Cleveland Clinic, but what I am saying is you folks have asked me for what I do. So this is personal. This is anecdotal. This doesn't mean it's going to work for you, okay? I'm just showing you. So what I do is I do the face gently, gently. You couldn't, I'm barely touching. And I head down up here, even a little bit on my ears, head down to that, just below the mandible. And then you could feed this down. Remember, we have those ducts up here. Go into the back of the neck. And then bring it on over. Try not to bring half my hair with me. There we go. I mean, it feels kind of lovely, but I am stroking like a babe here, okay? So please don't write me and say, "I'll really hurt my face" and all that. This is not about pressure. This has nothing to do with that, okay? Just keep it as light as possible and stay hydrated, okay? Make sure you're staying hydrated and let me know how it goes for you. So I want to thank you so much for joining me here again today on Boomer and Beyond Wellness. I hope that this meets your needs. And if you don't like my approach, I understand there's so many out there. So investigate. The best thing about being a self-advocate for one's own health journey is you have countless ways of approaching it, right? You can just, hey, I like this from her and I like that from him, and I don't like that for myself, but I think I'll try that. That's the beauty of it all. So enjoy your process. Thank you all so much. And until next time, be well.